Hello. I have the COVID. All four of us have the COVID. Me, Scott, Jed, and Ivy. Jed is better. Me and Scott just tested positive at home 3 days ago. And you're looking at me right now. She seems okay. That's pretty accurate. But my energy levels are pretty drastically shifting throughout the day. And I kind of feel like I have medicine head, even though I haven't taken any medicine this morning. I would like to move a little bit, and it sounds kind of nice to do some foam roller stuff. So here I am with my foam roller in my room and COVID. Let's get started. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna start down on my back on the foam roller right there. Let's do it. Okay. Good night. No, this feels great. So, of course, we do this a lot. My tushy is all the way towards the bottom. My head is towards the top. And I'm just going to bring my feet kind of wide to provide a lot of stability right now, and my arms as well. So this just allows my spine to lengthen out. I'm going to bring my arms out a little bit wider actually, and move my head right and left just to stretch out those tight muscles. And I'm going to try to just take some nice deep breaths along the way. And then I'm coming back to the center. I'm going to take this a little bit further, and I'm going to stretch my left arm out to the side and up a little bit, almost like it wants to be half of a capital Y. And then I'm going to let my head come over to the right. And then I'm going to come back to the center, move my left arm back, and then my right arm will come out like half of the letter Y, and then I'm leaning my head over to the left. This is a really deep stretch. I'm going to do one more each way, but this time I'm going to do palms up. And then come back to the center. I'm going to keep my feet nice and wide. Arms will come up. If you want to hold on to a set of light weights, that probably would be nice. If you want to add anything like ones, twos, or threes would be my suggestion. And I'm just going to come around and do some circles here. So one thing that happens to us when we're sick is, for some of us, if we're coughing, um, coughing really disrupts the body. The abdominal muscles have this like weird experience for a while that could make, in the past, my abdominal muscles have been really sore. The neck and the shoulders though can get really tight from coughing and sneezing and lying around. So this is such a nice way to work that out a little bit. I'm going to go the other way. I'm just trying to keep checking in with my body, breathing. Let's end this circle reaching up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to bend my arms out to the sides and let the hands come back towards the floor. Also for me, you know, over the past 2+ years, the fear of getting COVID has decreased significantly because I'm vaccinated and healthy for the most part. But I don't think there's any way to not see illness as stressful on any level. I don't know, maybe some people are totally cool with it. So the release of that stress that we kind of carried around before we got sick, during the beginning of it, and then allowing our body to heal. You know, it all just takes time, I think. Luckily, all 4 of us have COVID. I say luckily because we've all just kind of had very little to do, except for being together, eating food, doing some projects, you know, getting on each other's nerves. So in that way, maybe it's been kind of nice. We can just be sick and then work on getting better. I'm going to take one more deep breath here. And then I'm going to make my way out of this deep stretch. Okay, arms by my sides. I'm going to bring them in a little bit closer now to provide a little bit of structure right alongside. And I'm going to move my legs a little bit closer too. I'm going to spread my fingers apart and just gently push them down. I really want to prioritize keeping a long and relaxed neck. So I'm going to just keep adjusting until I find a place on the floor that feels like a nice place to get a little foundation. And I'm going to start to bring one leg up at a time, nice and easy, transferring the weight from one foot to another. And just take a minute and think to yourself, how does this feel? Feels okay for me. That's how I know what to build on. And I kind of feel like stretching one leg up at a time. Feels like a nice idea. I'm just going to kind of flex the foot or maybe point the foot just to get a deeper stretch there. I'm going to do one more each way. And then I'm going to keep my left foot down and bring my right leg up. And I'm going to make a small circle with my knee on the ceiling. 6 in one direction. Really small circle. The knee is looking right up at the ceiling. And then I'll go the other way for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm coming back to center and other side. Knee is looking at the ceiling, 6 in one direction. Adjust whatever you need to here, your arms and your legs. And then I'm going to go the other way. And then back to the center, all the way down. And I'm going to start to experiment with picking one leg up and then bringing the second leg up and putting one down at a time. One up, other up, one down. And I'm just going to keep doing this. alternating which leg comes up first. I'll come up with one leg and then back down with that leg. Up with the right, then the left, down with the right, down with the left, and then I'll switch. Up with the left, up with the right, down with the left. I'm going to do one more each way. Nice deep breath here. And then I'm going to bring my legs back up again. Both of them. Legs will come together in the center, open apart, and come together. Maybe a deep breath here. Inhale. I'm going to do one more here. All the way down. Okay, I'm just going to take one more nice deep breath here just because it feels nice through the spine to feel lengthened like this. And I'm going to roll off to the side. Push the foam roller away. The moment of whatever this is. Weird loveliness. The spine feels nice and long and released. Okay, I'm going to bring this foam roller now underneath my middle to upper back, changing it so it is like this, and then I'm going to lean back on it so it feels like it's in a place that kind of makes sense to me today. Somewhere around the bottom of the shoulder blades. And then hands behind the head. I'm going to keep my pelvis down. Maybe knees and feet together. Curl forward. Try and relax the shoulders. Elbows are forward. And then I'm going to go back and forth. Along the way, I'm going to change slightly where I am. I'm going to lift my tush, bring it forward an inch, and then do the same thing. I like to do this. It really feels like a little bit of a massage for each portion of my spine. Starting from the mid-thoracic and going up as far as it feels comfortable for me to go. I will not bring my foam roller directly onto my cervical spine. I'm going to stay within the shoulder area. And then I'm going to go back down again, just like I went up the spine. I lifted my tush and I scooted it back now. And I'm slowly doing this movement through each portion of the thoracic spine. I'm going to bring my hips forward a little bit, continue to support the back of the head, and come back. There's kind of a sweet spot for me where I can rest my head down for a minute. Yeah, this feels like a very intense feeling. I think just because I've been coughing and in a little bit of discomfort in my body, so this feels great actually. I'm going to curl back up and scooch forward just a little bit, supporting the back of the head but lengthening and lifting through the back of the spine. Shoulders are down, elbows are kind of reaching forward, And I'm gonna, again, bring one leg up at a time. I kind of like to pay attention to the lumbar spine. When I lift my leg and the pelvis can remain pretty still, and I want to be careful not to let the lumbar spine sink, but to keep it supported with the muscles in and around the low belly and the low back. Okay, so the legs are moving, but the pelvis is pretty still, and the low back. And I'm definitely trying to continue to take those nice deep breaths. I'm going to do one more each way. And now the next time I pick up my right leg, I'm going to pick it up and hold. I'm going to do a small rotation, bringing my left elbow towards my right knee, and then back to center, bringing the right leg down, the left leg up. Small rotation, bringing the right elbow toward the left knee, back to center. As I do this, I want to rotate from my midsection using my core. I'm not just using like my neck and my arms here. When I rotate, I'm bringing my, like when I'm coming over to the left, my right shoulder blade is lifting off the foam roller. I'm just going to do one more each way. And then back to the center. And I'm going to scoot back a little bit so I can bring my hands right behind my thighs. And I'm going to come all the way up to sit. Okay, it's time to flip over, I think. Let's come on to our bellies for a moment. And I'm going to send my foam roller towards the front of the mat. And come all the way down. Hands right onto the roller, forehead down. So protract and retract your shoulders, sliding them forward and back. Keeping your hands right on the foam roller, a little bit of pressure down into the foam roller. All of this is gentle. Just let the shoulder blades slide forward and back. Keep your head down and breathe. And I'm going to add on to this a little bit. I'm going to plug my shoulders in, press down through the palms of the hands and roll up a little, and then come on back down. Plugging the shoulders in and then pushing down through the palms gently, lifting up through the upper third or upper half of the spine, third probably of the spine, and then coming down. I am lifting more than I am pushing down. Try to find some balance there. A lot of times when people have to overly push themselves up, their shoulders get into this like kind of yucky shoulders to ears feeling. Try to avoid that. I'm just going to do two more here. And one more. And then I'm just going to come all the way down. I'm going to let my foam roller stay right there for a moment. And I'm going to bring my hands onto my low back. I'm coming onto the right side of my face. You can start on either side. I'm just going to hold my left hand with my right and scooch my legs close together, drawing the abdominals in, letting the elbows come towards the ground a little bit. And I'm going to bend both knees, press down through the pubic bone as you just pretend to kind of kick your own tushy. Of course, you're not going to kick your own tushy. Bring your heels towards your tush 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then extend the legs, hook your thumbs, lift your chest. Reach back with the toes and the fingers. Let the head relax a little bit. Look straight ahead. And then other side of the face, hands slide up. And again, I'm going to bend my knees, press the pubic bone down a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Hook the thumbs, lengthen the legs, reach back through the fingers, forward through the crown of the head a bit. Take a breath. And I'm going to do this each way one more time. 1, 2, 3. And other side. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to stay here for just a moment, release my thumbs, reach the arms out really wide, palms down, take a breath, and then bring the hands underneath the shoulders or chest, and sit back. Okay, I'm going to come forward here and just push the foam roller out of the way for now. Knees a little bit wide, hands a little bit narrow. Finding that nice long feeling through the spine. I'm going to keep my right arm where it is and reach the left arm up and switch. Just keep your breath moving here. Maybe keeping your arms straight doesn't feel that great. Maybe you'll bend your elbow and bring the elbow back instead of keeping your arms straight. So many ways to do this. Yeah, the straight arm is a little bit more intense. Bringing the elbow back is a little bit less intense, I think. And then I'm going to come back to the center, bring my knees back together, feet together. Toes are going to come forward, and I'm going to sit back towards my heels and kind of arch and look forward. Arch the back a little bit and look straight ahead. Hands can come a little bit wider than the shoulders. Try to bring your heels in towards one another and then away from one another and then in towards one another and away from one another. One more each way. And then I'm bringing the heels back in towards one another. And I'm going to let my head rest all the way down and just let it be really heavy. Spread the fingers apart, push down through your palms, push the ground away, and then establish that sort of arched feeling in the back, looking forward, shoulders down, chest forward. I'm going to try that again. Relax the chest, let the head hang down, let it feel nice and heavy. And then push through the palms. Reestablish that kind of arched feeling through the spine. Take a nice deep breath. And then I'm going to come forward, uncurl the toes, hands under the shoulders. I'm just going to give you a different view here so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to adjust my tank top so you don't see my boobs. They're just regular boobs anyway. You can find some better ones on the internet. Okay, right arm down, left arm out. This is like a nice neutral spine. Eyes looking down, plug your shoulders in. Take a nice deep breath here. And then I'll switch to the other side. Right arm out. Check out your supporting arm here. Spread the fingers, push down through the whole hand. Plug both shoulders in. And I'm going to add on to this. When I stretch my left arm out this time, I'm going to stretch my right leg out, but I'm going to keep my toes down. So my right leg is completely straight behind me, but my toes are down. And it's kind of nice to keep that right leg nice and straight. And then I'll switch. Left leg out, left leg is straight, toes are down, right arm is wide. One more each way. And then I'm going to come back to the center. I'm just going to sit back on my heels for a moment. Move my head side to side. Relax my jaw. One more each way. And then back to the center. Honestly, I'm going to do one more thing here before I finish up. And this is a mermaid type stretch. This is the modified version where the foot is against the thigh. A little bit more intense version is holding on to both ankles with one hand. I'm going to split my legs apart like this. It feels a little bit nicer. And I'm going to take my left hand, hold on towards the left ankle or the foot. And I try to shift my upper body so it's directly over my pelvis. If your hips are tight, this is immediately going to be a pretty uncomfortable position. So adjust yourself so you can breathe, really. But for me, I feel a stretch already in my left hip here, just from pulling myself center. And I'm going to bring my right arm up. I'm going to relax my left shoulder, and then I'll stretch over, looking towards my left foot. And then I'll come back up and try it again. Relax the left shoulder, reach over with the right arm. Keep your right arm kind of close to your ear. One more. This is a rotation for the spine. Start tall. As you come over, you're twisting gently towards that bottom foot. Exhale. And then just because it feels nice, I'm going to bring the right arm down and take a little counter stretch here. And then I'll come back, switch the feet around. Yeah, this side is different. My right hip is a lot tighter, or at least it feels that way initially. So when I hang on to my right ankle with my right hand, I'm trying to guide my shoulders over to the right, and this is a very deep stretch in through this hip. Just a quick note, this stretch you can do with your legs reaching straight ahead as well, just in case your knees don't like this stretch, okay? You won't get a hip stretch, but you'll still get the side body stretch. So now the left arm will come up, right shoulder relaxes. Stretch over, a little bit of rotation. And then return. We'll do two more. Last one, rotate. As you come over towards the outside leg, look down towards your foot, reach through the fingertips, relax that right shoulder. And then we'll do the counter stretch, left arm down, right arm up, just a little bit of a stretch over to the left again. And then come all the way back. Okay, I'm going to come to my hands and knees, and I think I'm going to come through a down dog to come up to stand. And then we're going to walk back towards the feet and relax. You can bring your hands to your elbows. And then we'll slowly round to come up. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then bring them down by your sides. Let the spine feel long. All right, there it was. A little bit of a class for COVID. Have a great day.